Comic is another local favorite, probably the least amount of commute to the show tonight. I'm pretty sure he's walking distance to the venue. Always glad to have him. Please welcome Blake Dill!
Thank you. Yes, I did walk here. You don't need a car to be a comedian, guys. If anybody was thinking about trying it out, you wanted to know. Oh man, guys, if you're I don't want to start this set off too serious, but if you're anything like me, you're sick of just turning on the news and seeing the same rich white men getting away with it time and time again. You know what I'm talking about. Tom Brady just won a Super Bowl. That just happened. Yeah, it's so terrible to have to deal with. Like every time the Patriots win a Super Bowl, it sort of reminds me of what history books would probably look like if the Nazis had won. And I don't think that's an exaggeration. I didn't pull that out of my ass. I am pretty confident Tom Brady's a Nazi. I'll break down several reasons why. First of all, just look at the guy. That's probably not the best place to start, but like, let's be honest. Take a good face shot of the guy and ask yourself, like, when Hitler started killing people, he was only leaving dudes who looked like Tom Brady left alive. And that's why I don't trust people who are too attractive. That's why. All right, number two, all right, he's the only NFL player that we ever know that had a MAGA hat hanging in his locker. And I'm not gonna say some wild shit like everybody who owns a MAGA hat is a Nazi. I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure everyone who's a Nazi owns a MAGA hat. So I'm just saying it doesn't look good for the guy. All right, and third, here's the kicker. All right, his wife, he's married to Gisele Bündchen, you know, supermodel Gisele Bündchen. Yeah, a Brazilian woman with a suspiciously German name. I don't know what y'all know about post-World War II history, but I don't know of any Brazilians with umlauts in their last name. Unless those Brazilians were hiding out from Israeli commandos. Tom Brady's wife might be a war criminal, we don't know. Guys, I think it's 2019, I think we can all agree buying weed's a drag, right? We all like smoking. I think we can agree buying weed's a drag. Nobody likes running errands and committing crimes at the same time. You shouldn't. And it's never gonna get any better. Like, even if they legalize weed in Georgia, it's just gonna turn into an errand you don't wanna run. Like, any of y'all been to the grocery store hungover? That's buying weed in the future. That's as good as it gets, man. I hated buying weed so much when I was in college, I thought I'd found an interesting loophole to get around it. Decided I was gonna sell weed. Here's what they don't tell you about selling weed. You still gotta, buy weed. You gotta buy, a lot of weed. I just smoke weed now, so, I buy weed from, my buddy. And when you sell weed, you can't do that. You gotta go to the plug, and guess what? That's a real drug dealer. It's not your friend. That didn't get your best interest at heart. Some of you don't do it, my dealer when I sold weed in college actually ended up going to prison, so I had to find a new guy. That's something you might not think you had to deal with. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do, so my friend told me, he's like, actually, Blake, I know this guy. He's got all the weed you need, man. You can just hit him up. All you gotta do is meet him at this abandoned jewelry store in Norcross. He's got all the weed you need. So I did that. Incredibly dangerous thing. And when I got there, I was greeted by a middle-aged Asian man wearing a suit. Already, this is a very unusual drug deal, right? I've been doing it for a while. That was wrong for me to judge him, because I'll be honest, the initial part went smoothly. I gave him the cash, he gave me the weed, and I was like, this is great. And as I was walking out, he was like, hey Blake, right before you leave, how would you like to buy this gun? And he pulled out a Tech 9. I don't say this because I'm not a gun guy. I'm just assuming it was a Tech 9 because he just immediately leapt into his sales pitch. He did not even give me a chance to object, which I did very quickly. I was like, whoa, buddy, I think you got the wrong guy. I am selling dime bags out of a dorm room right now. I don't know what makes you think I need to start capping the competition. A Tech 9, that's not a self-defense gun. That is an offense gun. That's bought with a very specific target in mind. That wasn't me, man. It wasn't me. But then I told him that, and he was like, oh man, I'm sorry, dude, I just thought I'd ask. Which, like, as far as arms dealers go, this guy's kind of a pussy, right? Like, we admit that I need a much more intimidating figure cut out of my arms dealer. Man, I got fired recently. It's not just comedy that's humbling. I'm a professional failure as well. I don't know if any of y'all can relate. I lost my job recently. I should have known that it wasn't for me, because when the guy hired me, it was sitting in his office and he offered me the job. He's like, Blake, furthermore, I think you're going to really love working at this place. We operate under a very simple philosophy. It's called work hard, play hard. Have you heard of it? And it's like, man, if you come here and you just keep your head down and do the job right, you can have as much fun as you want. Now, the first thing you got to do is take this drug test. Now, you know what? I was a little confused, because maybe we had different ideas of what as much fun as I want means, right? Like, had he considered as much fun as I want meant, like, smoking weed right before this job interview? I had a good thing going, man. I told my friend about it. He was furious. He was like, yeah, man, that's so fucked up. Like, you know they only drug test people so they could catch people smoking weed, right? Because that's the only drug that'll stay in your system that long, apparently. He was like, Blake, did you know heroin leaves your system in just 4 days? Does that sound very fair to you? I actually, yeah, I think it does sound pretty fair, actually. And he was like, why? I was like, man, because if you quit using heroin for 4 days, it means you quit using heroin. Like, congratulations on beating that horrible addiction, dude. That shit shows discipline. When can you start, man? Get out of here on this. Recently, I'm very proud to admit I got to cross something off of my bucket list that I never thought I would while I was in Tampa, Florida. Already, who gets to do that, right? How many of those Make-A-Wish kids are doing it in Tampa, Florida? Probably not. Unless they're like me, because I'm really into serial killers, and I got to walk through a neighborhood with an active serial killer in it. What's up? Don't worry, I made it. But it's true, I don't know. I was really into serial killers, and Ubers are really expensive in Tampa, so I found myself walking like 2 miles through this neighborhood called Seminole Heights down there. And like a year later, I turned on the news and there's this dude on trial in Tampa called the Seminole Heights Killer. He killed like 6 people. So I had to look him up and see, like, holy shit, was I walking through here while this guy was actively like just stabbing people? It turns out, in all fairness, he started killing people like a month after I had left. But like still, from my perspective, if you're into serial killers, like it really sucked to be like the first victim, right? Like you're just scared and confused and then you're dead. Like you don't get any of the positive stuff, like all the intensity and the panic that sets into the community. And like we've all seen Scream. It looks kind of fun, right? Right, man? But if you're like killed towards the tail end part, man, that's like getting killed by a celebrity, man. That's like, yeah, you're dead, but you're also a part of history, man. That would be like if I was just walking out here and I see like Scarlett Johansson walking down the street. And then she stabbed me in the chest like 50 times. Which, by the way, if she wanted to do, she could totally get away with it. The police would never finger her for that crime. Her fingerprints could be all over my body, and the cops would just say, damn, look at this lucky son of a bitch who's got touched by Scarlett Johansson. Right before some other guy stabbed him like 50 times. Man, real eventful day for this dude. I hope he had a chance to brag to his buddies. Man, my name is Blake. Give it up for yourself. Give it up for Joe. Thank you so much.